A fire has been lit under Valve's ass. Obviously, something took place in the last 8 to 10 months that has caused Valve's depressed productivity to shift. Following Half-Life Alyx and the state of the world at that time, Valve lost all of their momentum, but they have successfully launched the Steam Deck, and here we are. HLX. Back in early 2021, Valve accidentally pushed a demo file, parameter sheet, settings file that allowed the engine to know what systems it needed to enable or disable when recording a demo. And this file had different subheadings for each of the major projects that the engine needed to identify when it was playing. And that included everything: Dota Auto Chess, Artifact, Dota 2, SteamVR Home, Half-Life Alyx, Citadel, and HLX. HLX is actually a different iteration of Half-Life Alyx, and a lot of arguments have been taking place regarding what exactly it is and what it means. When Sandbox went into a closed alpha later that year in 2021, it accidentally shipped with some configuration files for a project with codename HLX. It was a separate project from HLVR, which is Half-Life Alyx. However, the files were identical. Upon reporting on that, I was told by Facepunch that HLX is just the name for the saved game system that is used in Half-Life Alyx. And what they pointed to was back when Valve was first working on the episodes for Half-Life 2, the episodes were codenamed HLX. That is a terrible argument. The reason why Valve called it HLX was because it was taking the Half-Life 2 engine and building upon it in a separate sandboxed state, pun intended, I guess. HLX was where they were developing and testing things for the episodes back in the Source 1 days. So there has been so much leaked information that just exploded onto the scene in 2022. I had been scraping the Dota 2 barrel for a while to try and find any inkling that Citadel was still in development through 2021. Nothing. 2022 comes around every damn week. Like, literally every week. And what's interesting is when you data mine Valve products, you need to be able to identify what goes where. If you find a string, you need to have a general understanding of what you're looking for. Does that string go to a product that's already out, like SteamOS or Proton, Dota 2, Destinations, SteamVR Home, etc., or a product that you are kind of aware of that is in development, or something entirely new? There have been gameplay systems and weird iterative VR design language that I can't place onto anything. Now, Citadel is a predominantly multiplayer game. It's a FPS RTS hybrid, and it more than likely has a VR component. It's an asymmetrical multiplayer game. It is not Half-Life Alyx multiplayer. It's a completely different project set. It's a very different system. So then why is Half-Life Alyx getting iterative melee combat? Why is Half-Life Alyx getting stealth stuff experimented with? There are strings that I have found over the last couple of months that I can't place onto any known Citadel work. HLX is one of two things. It is a next-generation-esque port of Half-Life Alyx to a new system that introduces new features, or, in the same vein of the older version of HLX, itself being an updated engine branch specifically for the episodic and expansions in the Half-Life 2 universe, most of which were canceled, for Source 2 based in Half-Life Alyx. And all of the evidence is pointing towards the second one. This appears to be a test bed for VR software using the Half-Life Alyx engine branch, all of the systems that they developed for Half-Life Alyx, and expanding on them. Things that I think are related that I have found in data mines to HLX are a melee combat system and stealth. Super duper extra speculation that has absolutely no bearing on reality whatsoever. What if you were playing as Barney Calhoun as a double agent in the Combine? And it's like a half stealth, half FPS VR game. Like budget cuts. Bye, everybody!